Peace. Alright, so recently I've been making a big deal about Masjid al Haram, where it is, what it is. And I'm going to say I've gone out on the limb, but I'm sure of this now. Masjid al Haram is in Jerusalem. And I'll try to prove it in a bunch of different ways, but forget all those different ways of proving Masjid al Haram is in Jerusalem. Let's talk about Masjid al Aqsa. So Masjid al Aqsa, we have one story from Allah about Masjid al Aqsa. Just one. Masjid al Aqsa is mentioned in the Quran one time. But it's a story that if you're Muslim, you're very familiar with. You're familiar with the traditionalist story. The story of Muhammad being taken from Mecca in Arabia to Jerusalem and then up to heaven. We call this the night, well, they call it the night journey, which is, fitting. It happened at night, yes. But do we ever really think about what Allah says, how Allah tells the story? So I'm gonna go through it here. Let's just jump in. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Glory be to him who conveyed his servant by night from the inviolable place of worship, Masjid al Haram, to the furthest place of worship, Masjid al Aqsa, which we blessed round about him, that we might show him some of our proofs. He is the hearing, the seeing. I'm using Sam Garrett's translation of the Quran and reader.coronite.com. That's what you're looking at here. And I'm using this because this is a dope study app for the Quran. And I'm going to show you guys why. So first off, we're looking at this, and glory be to him who conveyed his servant by night from the inviolable place of worship. So let's make sure of what we're talking about here. Again, before I get into this, I don't speak Arabic. I don't know Arabic. I'm learning. Inshallah, you guys should try to learn too. But let's look at this. Subhana al-Zi Asra bi'abdihi Layla min al-Masjid. So you guys can see that there. Al-Masjid al-Haram. So that's what we're talking about. The invaluable place of worship, Masjid al Haram. Glory be to his servant. Glory be to him who conveyed his servant. So the him would be Allah, who conveyed his servant Muhammad by night from Masjid al Haram illa Masjid al Aqsa, to the furthest place of worship. So, why is Masjid al Aqsa? Well, first off, why don't we know that Masjid al Aqsa is called the furthest masjid? Why do we just call it Masjid al Aqsa even if you don't speak Arabic? But secondly, the furthest masjid, the furthest place of worship. Well, let's just make sure that this word here means furthest. The cool part about this website is it's got a lot going on. I mean, you can look at different translations here. We're not going to go to different translations. Let's find the root word. Hold on. Let's go down. Al Aqsa, right there. And these are the root letters. Qaf, Sod. What is that? Wow. My big ass. I'm still learning. And these are the places that root is occurred. Okay, so what does Al Aqsa mean? Let's see if that word Aqsa or Qaf, Sod, Wow. Let's see how Allah uses that in other places. So Surah 8, 42, word 7. Okay, we got it right here. Kus. Y'all see it there, man. I don't speak Arabic. Far. When you were on the near bank and they were on the far bank. So we know that this is not some different word like near, like when you were on the near bank, the opposite, they would be on the far bank. So right here. Qaf, Sod, Wow. We got far. All right, that's just one time. Let's see where else. 17:1, word 11. That's where we're at right now. So let's see the next instance of this word, of this root. Let's look at it. Qaf, Sod, Ya, and Aleph. Qasiya. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. Then she bore him and withdrew with him to a distant place. Makan, I know that's place. Makan, Qasiya, a distant place. So distant, we had far the first time, we had distant the second time. Let's see where else this is. Surah 28, Ayah 20, and it's the fourth word. Oh, we have Aqsa. Directly, the same word, Aqsa. You know, like, no getting around this. And a man came running from the furthest part of the city. So we got it here again, furthest. We have far, distant, furthest. Aqsa. Let's see where else it is. Surah 36, Ayah 20, the third word. Aqsa again. And a man came running from the furthest part of the city. Aqsa al-Medina. Furthest, the city. So, Aqsa, let's go back. Let's be clear here. We can be sure that Aqsa, just like the guy running from the furthest part of the city, that was Aqsa, just like this. The word is furthest. So our question here should be, what is the furthest masjid? Now, what they'll have you believe is Masjid al Haram is in Arabia, and the furthest masjid is a 30-day walk. Like, probably not even that long of a walk in Jerusalem. Mecca and Jerusalem aren't that far from each other. So why would Allah name that one the furthest masjid? When obviously there were going to be masjids further than Jerusalem from Mecca. I mean, there's a masjid in China right now. I'm sure there's at least one. It's further than Jerusalem is to Mecca. So then what is the furthest masjid? What's the furthest place you could get from here? Period. The furthest place you could get is surrounding Allah's throne. The furthest masjid is with Allah. And that's why when Allah brought him there, he showed him his proofs. He took him up to, and if you listen to the second part of the traditionalist story, they know that that him going to heaven is a part of it. That he went to heaven. In this night journey, he went to heaven. But they had to make it so that he didn't take a straight path. He had to go from point A to point B to point C. Which lets me know that's not how Allah works. If Allah's taking you, Allah's direct. I know this, and it sounds crazy. I get it. It sounds different than what you're used to hearing. You're used to Masjid al Haram is in Mecca. Masjid al Aqsa is under siege in Jerusalem. Well, we're missing the whole point. I think the reason why this was brought up at this point in this surah, if you keep reading the surah, everybody quotes this surah when they talk about Jerusalem in the light of what's going on in today's day and age. So, it seems pretty clear to me. Masjid al Aqsa, the furthest masjid, has to be in the furthest place that there would be a masjid. And that furthest place has to be with Allah. It's a straight path. Allah to you. Go read the book. Peace.